After our dogtooth, things went a bit quiet for this area. Those big scad baits had been in the water for half an hour when the left one disappeared in a huge swirl and we were hooked up to something big.
Okay, and again, Gary. That's the shot. Well, I got a bit of luck here. Fishing with this medium tackle around the edge of the reef. We haven't had one of those big marlin jump on. I don't know what size he is, but he's got to be sort of 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. We've got him on what amounts to a 50-pound jig stick. And we're just tracking after him now. Come on, Gaz, back up a bit more, mate. That's it. Bit more revs if you got him. He's still taking it off. This is what we get for hanging one of those big scad baits out. Oh, look at him go! Oh, look! More if you got it, Gaz. More if you got it. That's it. He's still near the surface, Gary. I'll tell you what, Cal, if you could grab that little kidney harness and whack it on, it might save these forearms of mine. I can feel the pain already. What about the shoulder straps? Just give me those. There we are. Right. Yep. We're getting a bit shallow on the angle, Gaz. We'll go back in a minute. This is not a long way different from the way Zane Gray used to do his marlin fishing. Not with the marlin tackle we use on the big fish today. Just whatever happened to be at hand at the time. He had to stand up in a makeshift harness like this with a rod that just bore no resemblance to the sort of technology they use on marlin these days. The only thing we've got that he didn't have is a twin-motored sport fishing boat to chase this fish. Come on, guys, let's go. Backwards. Go. That's the way. That's the ribs away here. Let's go. He's still there on the surface. We're going to see him soon. The spool's nearly full again. That's nice, guys. Okay, he's going deep, guys. Just easy all. He's going down deep. Yeah, it's pretty deep there, guys, now. Yeah, just easy all. Hold it there, Gary. Okay, let's go again, Gary. Just see if we can stay fairly close to him. It's coming up. Go, Gary. Come on, Gary. Good fish. He's 6 or 7. Go, Gary. Go. He's not a bad fish. Oh, yeah, look at that. Right on. Right on. Oh, go, Gary, if you can go, go. There he is. He's right on the surface, just tracking. Oh, look at that. Woo! Oh, Gary, look at that. Oh, man. Woo! Oh, nothing like jump like that. A little bit left, guys. Well, he's up then. He's up. Oh, he's just sounding there now. After that little display on the surface, he's gone down. And that reel is getting so hot I can barely touch the outside where the drag plates are. Drag washers in this case. It's not really marlin tackle, but it's handling the job superbly so far. Up your heading, matey. Where the rod is. That'll bring it around. We're at the stage now where we've got to be patient. We're still in there with a chance, and we're still gaining line on him. This sort of makeshift situation all around me here with my feet on the gunnel sometimes and sometimes in a bucket reminds me of a story Zane Grey wrote called The Fish That Filled the Sky. It was the first black marlin that Zane Grey ever caught. It was nearly 800 pounds, 793, I think. Anyway, it wasn't a lot bigger than the fish we've got on here. And he had all sorts of trouble while he was fighting it. His reel came off 3 times. and he had to sort of struggle to get it back on the rod and fix it up. Twice he was pulled right out of the chair and fell into a heap in the corner of the boat. The clatter of tackle and reel, got himself back up into the chair and fought the fish. Eventually, he was able to get the fish close enough for his mate to tie a heavier line onto the swivel. Then they cut the original line and he fought the fish with a bigger rod and won the day. Ended up catching that fish. Probably the second or third black marlin ever caught on rod and reel in the world. There have been thousands of them caught since then, of course, between that one and this one. But there's not a lot of difference in the way we're having to fight him here with this tackle. He's not so far away now either.
Here he comes.
There he is on his elbow! Slow! Look at that! Go, Gary, go! There he is!
Oh, what a beauty.
Yeah. Easy all, Gary. It's gone deep there. Just like on the professional marlin boats when we're fighting big fish in the proper chair, we've got a team thing going here for us on this fish. We've got Gary there on the controls, backing down, watching the line all the time, making sure he keeps the boat pointed at the fish. Calvin's standing by here to take the wire, and Ronnie Poole here, he's got the tag pole. As soon as we get close enough, Cal will take the wire, Ron will stick him with the tag, we'll cut the wire and let him go, and we'll have a beer or something.
Or something.
2 beers. That's if all goes according to plan. Of course, in marlin fishing, just like in any other fishing, anything can go wrong. Quite often does. Dozens of things. But everything looks pretty under control here. We're just tracking after the fish. He's taking no line. And we're gaining a little bit every now and then, and we're only perhaps 50 meters away from him all the time now. As soon as he comes up on the surface, that's when we get our chance to shoot back, tag him, and let him go. He's coming up, Gary.
Here he comes.
Okay, mate.
Can feel those tail beats. He must have it.
Here's the double.
There's the double.
Okay.
Got the double out of the water. The double on the reel now.
I can see him down
I
there
can
too.
see him below.
He's right underneath.
There he is. Just easy, Gary. Easy. Here he comes.
He's coming out.
Here he comes! Oh, look at that! Woo! Left, Gary, forward! Yeah, forward!
Go as
Go!
fast as you can.
Go! Oh, unreal!
As fast as that.
That's all right, Gaz, that's nice.
Nice.
Stand by to do it again, though. Just keep him out the back there. That's it, that'll do, mate.
That's it, that's good.
That's it. Hold fire there.
You got the double or you lost it again?
I lost a double.
Right.
But that's all right, he's pretty tired.
Yeah.
We'll get a shot at him next time.
What do you mean? He's pretty tired.
I'm too excited to be tired. I'll be tired afterwards.
You'll be stuffed.
I'll be tired later for you.
All right.
Plenty of time then. Go, Gary. Bit faster. Oh, something broke. The reel's broken.
We're doing the same grey here.
Oh, we got a real problem there now. This reel snapped. But we're not stuffed yet. Any of that green cord around?
Get some of that green
cord.
Should I cut?
Cut it off one of those safety lines.
Yeah,
there.
we're doing it. No worry. Done.
Boy, just had a zone grey disaster in that the reel seat and the reel clamp parted. It's broken. There's not much holding the reel onto the rod at the moment. So we've got to make a makeshift harness for the front of the reel. We're getting so close to that fish just then. We just got to make a harness for the reel, which we think we can do. If we go around there on the inside and replace the original clamp that held the reel onto the rod. That's it. Now down again. Right. We've got the drag backed off on the reel. That's the shot. Same on the other side.
Just wrap
Try
that
not to
one
touch
off,
the
will you?
Dacron.
Try and wrap that one off first.
Yeah.
Just
It's all right, yeah. Anyway, do that, and we'll tackle the next problem. What's happened, I think, is that the guts has just blown out of the reel. Anyway, we can lock up and just hope that he comes up. We're not shot yet.
Hold that down.
Except my back's starting to give out again.
That's where it is. Got a screwdriver.
I'll never get it back in again.
I've got a screwdriver. I won't have a chance.
Just wrap that off as quick as you can.
No, mate.
I'll just hold him with my fingers here. The inside of the reel seems like it's shot too, but we'll have a look at that when you finish that job. Okay, trim off the daggy bits.
Turn the daggy bits off.
Quick. Okay, right. Well, the reel's back on the rod, but something disastrous has happened inside the reel. It's making clankings and crashings. The tackle's just not designed for 700-pound fish. Just go back flat stick, Gaz, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, move your hand. Oh, Christ.
Oh, the screws are coming out.
Okay, you got another screw there?
Yeah.
Where's the screw?
That's on the one.
Let's keep the pressure off us, Gaz, with the motors.
It wasn't actually the reel's fault that it broke. A screw had worked loose from the side plate and allowed the reel seat to break.
Is that better now?
Yeah.
Yep. Where's another screw, mate? You only had in your pocket.
Yeah, somehow that's working. I tell you what,
If I get that other screw.
it's only just working though. Things have gone very funny inside the reel.